Coming soon to a podcast feed near you.
Warship! Cease fire! Cease fire!
Humans must be defeated for the glory and honor of the Arcanine.
Yeah. But do you detect any humans inside me?
This is Space Station Lem 5 transmitting on all frequencies. Survivors from any species, please respond if you are out there.
Hey, Lem. I think you need to add some variety to your show. There doesn't seem to be any intelligent people left alive out there.
But then, what is my purpose?
It's not every day that a spaceship civilization emerges, you know? Also, ladies.
I came here to rally our fleet against a formidable enemy.
All of the General's battleships have been decommissioned and are working as security at our luxury resorts.
They're trying to scrap me alive!
Ha! Take that! Oh, you want some? Yeah! Now that's a hull breach you can show off at a bar.
Guys, I think I found something connected to the species die-off.
My God. What if we stick together instead? There could be better ways to get burned, you know?
What are you talking about?
Lowering our shields, dimming our ambient lights, getting cozy.
But we're...
Spaceships, out now on podcast platforms across the galaxy.
Madison is on the air.
Do you love old-time radio?
Yes!
Do you know absolutely nothing about old-time radio?
Also yes.
Then Madison on the Air is for you. Follow Madison, a modern-day makeup influencer, as she zaps back into the golden age of radio. Every episode is standalone with a wide variety of genres to choose from, like detective noir,
You put the dick in private dick.
superheroes,
So I am in the body of the Green Hornet.
westerns,
Saloon fight! Now this is a Western.
sci-fi,
Dude, the Martian's got a freaking heat ray!
plus classic characters.
Toto! Oh, I gotta get that dog into an obedience class. Really digging Dracula's OG goth style. What if I killed freaking Sherlock Holmes?
And many more. Actual old-time radio scripts adapted.
It's like if the MST3K riff tracks guys were in the movies they riff.
Start at the beginning or jump around to any title that grabs you. New episodes premiere the first of every month.
Find us wherever you get your podcasts.
The following podcast may contain some strong language and adult themes. Listener discretion is advised.
Though your feet are firmly on the ground, your imagination really wants to live in space.
You're listening to Strange New Worlds and Spaced Out Tales, a sci-fi audio drama anthology podcast.
Here we are. Right, everyone set?
Bring it on!
What could possibly go wrong?
Play it cool, but forceful. No crazy shit. Right, Bungle?
You won't let that go, will you? He deserved it.
You blew his kneecap off.
Yes, you did. And no, I won't let that go. We can't afford another screw-up. This is a big one. Wheels, we should be in and out in 5 minutes. Be ready.
Born ready.
Mask up. Right. Showtime. So goes the age-old adage. However, look at almost every politician or high-flying fat cat business tycoon you can think of. They've all got their fingers in the naughty jar. Hard work and talent might make you rich, but crime, that can make you filthy rich. White-collar crime is all the rage right now, but it's not really my scene. I like my crime a bit more hands-on. For me, it's niche and a bit old school, but nothing beats a good old-fashioned raid. Right, attention everyone. Nobody move. Hands in the air.
You know what this is? Nobody try and be a hero this morning and we'll be out of here before you know it.
Phones and mobile devices, all of them. Drop them on the floor right now.
Well, come on then. He said now, not next month. Yes, you. Drop it now.
Okay, move to the back there quickly, hands raised where I can see them.
Hey, you get your hand away from that alarm panel or I'll redecorate the walls with your fucking intestines. Move it.
A good raid needs two things. First, you need a good plan. Okay, listen up and pay attention. Our next job. We're heading to Fortuna, New Sao Paulo, the financial district.
Oh, come on. We are planet hopping again? I thought we were supposed to be keeping it on the down low.
Agreed, we pulled so much heat last time, it's a miracle we made it here. That was your fault, by the way.
Drop it. You deserved it.
Yeah, I know. But we didn't exactly hit our financial targets last time either. Money is tight. Small scale stuff here, well, look at this dump we're in now. Clearly there aren't the sort of opportunities available here that we'd hoped for. We're coming up short, and another month, we aren't going to have the funds to service the ship. We'll be stuck here. If that happens, yeah, that's game over. We are done.
Maybe that's how it should be. Perhaps you've not delivered all that you promised.
You know full well that's just how it goes sometimes. In this line of work, you have a couple of scores go south, and it eats through your funds. The dedicated, they bounce back from these setbacks.
I don't think it's the lack of dedication that is the issue here. I think it's lack of confidence in you specifically. Maybe your time is up.
Maybe. But hear me out. If you don't think this plan is viable, then I'll walk. And that, my friends, is commonly known as the leader's gambit. When your followers' loyalty is wavering, sometimes you have to up the stakes a bit to win it back. It's never a good position to be in. It's a last and some might say desperate play to turn things around. Playing the leader's gambit is like voluntarily putting your head on one chopping block and your balls on another. If it goes pear-shaped, you know you're going to lose it all. Which is why you need a really good plan. This is the main branch of the Fortuna Interplanetary Exchange. We're going to hit it.
Seriously? A bank job?
Are you out of your fucking mind?
This is your master plan. I think you've just regressed 2 centuries. Next you're going to tell us we'll ride in there on horseback shouting stand and deliver.
This ain't a robbery. This is a kidnapping. Ah, I see I finally got your attention.
Chief, seriously? Kidnapping? That is ultra high risk.
Who's the mark?
One Elon Carver, the general manager.
What? Just some random suit?
I'm guessing actually he's not just some random suit.
I've had a bit of insider intel from a former employee. You'll notice Mr. Carver has an extremely small digital footprint. You won't find his picture online anywhere, not even in the company's promotional materials. He definitely works there. He has the job title, but as far as his public profile goes, he's a ghost.
Which could mean that he's just a worthless nobody.
Or
he's an extremely valuable somebody. Go on.
Fortuna Interplanetary Exchange is a chameleon bank. Publicly, it's a fairly middling institute. They serve small businesses, private householders, small-time investors. But that is a complete smokescreen. 80% of their revenue is black hat, through the back door business. They are the trusted bank of choice for every major league criminal organisation in the entire region. All their ill-gotten gains at some point flows through them. And the principal hub for this is the main branch right there in New Sao Paulo. And the main man who runs the show, Elon Carver.
So he's legit on the outside, dirty on the inside. But there must be a dozen or more people who'd step right into his shoes. What makes you think he's worth paying a king's ransom for?
Because our Mr. Carver is a greedy fucker. He's personally fostered a lot of the bigger, shadier business relationships, and he's hoarded rather a lot of that knowledge purely inside his head, and he don't like to share. The Crims like him, because he's charming, discreet, he gets the job done and oversees it personally. The company don't like him because of how close he holds the high-value cards to his chest, but it's reached the point where it's too much of a risk to piss him off. If he walks out on the company, he's regarded so highly by the clientele that most of the business walks out with him. And while he's an irritation inside the circle, outside, well, he's a fucking nuclear liability. He knows all the dirty secrets. He knows where all the bodies are buried. So they keep him incredibly sweet, in exchange for more of that discretion that his customers value so highly. He's untouchable. The trouble with that arrangement is, he's made himself irreplaceable. He's become one massive single point of failure. Were anything to happen to him, both sides, the company and the criminals, will be shitting breeze blocks. How much would they pay to get him back? How do you put a price on someone who is irreplaceable?
It would have to be watertight. Even if they pay up, it's going to ruffle a lot of feathers. Some very dangerous people might take exception to it.
Every criminal organisation in the entire region, apparently.
This is true. It's a balance. We know technically the mark is worth an astronomical amount. Certainly if we went with that, we'd have to spend the rest of our lives in hiding. I propose the ransom be just enough to sort us out nicely. Would still be a hell of a score.
Compared to our recent standards? For sure.
But hopefully not enough to put targets on all of our backs. What do you say? And with that, the leader's gambit was played and a plan set in motion. The second thing you need for a raid, and forgive my manners for introducing them so late, is a team. Back to that raid. Right, attention everyone. Nobody move. Hands in the air. That's me, the brains of the operation. Criminals, being the untrustworthy bastards that we are, even with regard to our supposed colleagues, don't care much for people knowing our real identities, especially names. So we've all got code names. I'm the chief.
Hey! You get your hand away from that alarm panel, or I'll redecorate the walls with your fucking intestines! Move it!
The big fella is Bungle, the muscle. He's a bumbling idiot and has been something of a liability recently, but he scares the living shit out of people, and that is literally his sole purpose.
Okay, hello, sweetheart. Sorry, I need to borrow you.
Me?
Yes, come over here to this terminal. Take a seat there, that's it. Now, sorry, what's your name, sweetheart?
Charity.
Right, Charity. Lovely name, really lovely. Now, Charity, I need you to log into this terminal.
The charmer is Tech, our resident technical specialist and hacker. The bank is fitted out with a computerised alarm and all of our staff have implanted location trackers. Both need to be disabled.
That's it, Charity. Good girl. Just pop your password in there.
Oh, we're not supposed to let anyone else use our logins. It's a disciplinary offense.
And don't believe the nice, quiet, charming act. Under that calm exterior, he's a sociopathic piece of shit.
Disciplinary offense. Right, I see. Honestly, I do, Charity.
I just don't want to get into trouble.
Okay. See, the thing is, Charity, this thing going on right now is a raid. Those guys have guns. Look, I've got a gun too, see? Charity, it looks very much like you're already in a bit of trouble right now, wouldn't you say? So if you balance it out, what's worse? Disciplinary action from HR, or... Oh, don't make me spell this out, Charity. Sweetheart, you're smarter than that, right? Put your fucking password in and unlock this terminal right now, or I'll shove my gun into your pretty little mouth, pull the trigger, and splatter your brains all over the fucking floor, right? There you go. See, that wasn't so bad. Right, shove over.
Gentlemen, please. There's no need for this. We have no money or assets held at these premises. There is nothing of value here, I assure you. We're all reasonable people, right? If you leave now and don't hurt anyone, we'll give you a head start before we notify the police. Please.
You sound like you're in charge. Are you in charge?
Well, yes, kind of.
Good enough for me. All right then. The rest of you, through that door, into the back, out of the way. Now! Go! Go! Go!
Tick, how are we looking over there?
30 seconds, Chief.
And what the fuck? Who's that?
That's the mark.
Why is he unconscious?
I figured he'd be less of a pain in the ass that way, in case he tried to run.
All done. Alarm and trackers are disabled. You found the mark?
He's right here.
Why is he unconscious?
Because Bungle here is a fucking idiot.
What's your fucking problem?
How do you know this is our guy?
Oh, seriously? Tell me you managed to positively identify him before you put him into a coma.
He said he was in charge.
Does he have a name badge? Or any ID on him?
I don't know.
Well, fucking check, you dopey moron. Unbelievable.
Yeah, all right. Hold your horses. He's got nothing on him. But it's gotta be him.
Really, Mastermind? How'd you figure that?
'Cause he said he was in fucking charge.
And from that, you've 100% determined that he's not the deputy manager or just the senior clerk or something.
He's wearing a suit.
It's a fucking bank. Every fucker here is wearing a fucking suit.
Christ. Right. Charity, sweetheart. What's this guy's name?
I'm not sure.
Seriously, come on, love, you must know. Is this or is this not bloke in charge, the head honcho, the boss man?
It's my first day. No one's introduced me to anyone yet. I'd only just gotten my password and shown to my desk when you came in.
Seriously, Charity, you better not be fucking me around.
I'm sorry. I don't know.
Right. Get someone else out from the back. Someone must know if this is our guy.
Fuck, it's locked. They've locked themselves in back there.
You shoved them all out there. That's the back office. They always have deadlocks on the other side, you fucking muppet.
Oh, that is just great.
Shit, we've got to go, now.
Right, Bungle, grab him. Let's move. Hurry up! Get him in the fucking car!
All right, he's in.
Wheels, go! And that's the final member of the team, Wheels, the best getaway driver in the business.
I take it that's the mark. Why is he unconscious?
Oh, long story. Just drive, Wheels.
We don't even know if it's the guy.
What? Are you shitting me?
Fucking A, it's him, all right?
For your sake, he better be. Wheels, please. The pigs are coming. Get us the fuck out of here.
It's him, I'm sure of it. He said he was in charge.
What a fucking shit show.
So, things hadn't exactly gone as intended. The burning question was, did we have our guy? And if we didn't, who the fuck did we have? Wakey, wakey! Shut it! Right, just in case that blow to your head has caused some confusion, let me just clarify the situation. You have been kidnapped. Now, I'm going to remove the gag, and you're going to be nice and quiet and answer my very simple questions. Failure to do either of those things will result in the gag going back on and one or more bits of you being sliced off with this blade. You got that? Good boy. So, I'm hoping that your name is Elon Carver. Am I correct?
I'm sorry. No, I'm Richard Dobbs. You've clearly got the wrong man.
Well, that is somewhat unfortunate. So, Mr. Dobbs, I know who Elon Carver is. He's the big boss, the main man. A man who, were he to be, say, kidnapped, would command quite a lot of ransom money for him to be returned. By any chance at all, are you in a similar league to Mr. Carver?
No! There's only one Mr. Carver. Everyone else at the bank is just a minion.
But you were in charge.
It was my day to supervise the junior staff, that's all. That's the most responsibility anyone gets there. Carver runs the show, we just do what he says. But today he was out of the office, so I was in charge. Of the junior staff. I'm sorry.
Fuck. The leader's gambit had been played. When it comes off, it's spectacular. When it fails, it leaves you up shit creek without a paddle in sight.
Chief, you need to come see this.
Stay there, Mr. Dobbs.
Police have released a statement today advising that they believe the raid carried out on the Fortuna Interplanetary Exchange earlier today was a calculated kidnapped attempt. They believe that the intended target was the exchange's general manager, Elon Carver, but he was apparently out of the office taking a rare day of annual leave. No one was physically hurt in the raid, although some of the staff were threatened by the 3 masked raiders, who all appear to be heavily armed. Unconfirmed reports state that one member of the staff may have been taken captive by the gang. Mr. Carver himself made this public statement shortly after being informed of the raid.
The Fortuna Interplanetary Exchange strongly condemned the vile act that took place earlier today. It was by sheer good fortune that I was not present when it happened. But rest assured, the exchange has offered a substantial reward of 10,000 credits for information leading directly to the capture of these desperate, degenerate hooligans who so nearly put my life in danger.
So, that's our man. He wasn't even there.
10,000 credits reward for information. That's fucking insulting. Had we got him, he'd have been worth 10 times that.
The guy said he was in charge.
Shut it, you idiotic fucking Nimrod.
So, who the hell did we kidnap then?
Mr. Carver, could we get a comment regarding the reports that a member of staff was taken hostage in the raid?
It does appear that this is the case. However, I'm assured the member of staff in question is very junior and massively insignificant. We're not even sure who it was, to be honest. We're trying to find out. But be certain of this. There is no possibility of the exchange being blackmailed into paying a ransom for their return. Under no circumstances would the exchange ever entertain lining the pockets of criminals.
Turn that shit off. Okay, so yes, this looks bad.
Bad? It's a total clusterfuck.
Hold up a moment. Carver could be covering up the true value of the guy we got. Admittedly, he kind of confirmed just how junior he was when I spoke to him, but you never know.
Okay, let's look him up, shall we? Name.
He says his name is Dobbs. Richard Dobbs.
Dobbs, Richard, here we go. Age 42, junior deputy financial officer, unmarried, no kids, salary less than I'd get out of bed for. Been at the firm for 15 years, regularly overlooked for promotion. Lives in a roach-infested rental bedsit in the shittiest part of town. Social connections, almost non-existent. No listed partners, no local friends on social media. Jesus fucking Christ, this guy's a total loser. I mean, we've just kidnapped him, and they couldn't even remember his fucking name.
He said he was in charge.
Seriously, Bungle, if you say he said he was in charge one more time, I'm going to take this shotgun and shove it so far down your throat, you'll need to stick your hand up your arse to fucking reload it.
Well, that's it then. We're done.
Not quite.
What do you mean?
We need to get shot of him.
What, Dobbs? He's worthless.
To us, yes.
So we just blindfold him, chuck him in the car, drive him to the middle of nowhere, and dump him.
He's seen our faces and heard our voices.
He'd be the only up-close witness. We can't risk him giving the pigs anything that might lead them to us.
What? We are murderers now, are we?
I ain't risking getting caught for a worthless fuck like that.
I'm definitely not getting caught for a worthless fuck like that.
Let's not be hasty, guys, eh?
It's not your call to make, though, is it? Your days are numbered. You ain't the chief no more. Chief?
He's got to go.
I want no part of this.
I'm not asking for your permission. Bungle, shall we get this over with?
Hold up. It don't sit easy with me, but you're right. He's got to go. We can't risk him giving something up that might screw us over. But neither of you two fucking psychos are going to do it. It was my plan. I take responsibility. Ultimately, it was my fuck up. I'll sort it discreetly. But we need a plan for getting rid of the body.
Why can't we just cut his throat and split?
Fuck this shit.
Shut it, you. No, we can't leave any trace.
Are you thinking the old acid bath treatment?
It's the best way.
Seriously?
Well, it does make sense.
Now, I knew Tech was a sick fuck. I mean, on a deep, dark level. He wouldn't be able to resist the acid bath routine. He's a kind of sicko who gets turned on by that kind of shit. When you know someone has a trait like that, it can be exploited. Right, it's settled then. You two, make yourselves useful. Go to the store, get the ingredients, give it about half an hour. By the time you get back, he'll be compliant. You done this before, right? You know what we need.
I sure do. Come on, Bungle. We're going shopping.
Seriously, Chief? This is fucked up. This isn't what we do.
Enough, Wheels. Make yourself useful. Keep an eye out, make sure the brothers Grimm don't come back early. Me and Mr. Dobbs need to have a little chat. Shush. Calm yourself. Right. Let's get down to business, shall we?
Holy fuck, this shit is heavy.
Solution has to be extremely concentrated. Can't afford to run short with him only partly dissolved. How's that gonna look? Half a smouldering torso in a bathtub. Bit incriminating, wouldn't you say?
Do we really need all of this?
Seriously, Bungle, your whining is getting right on my nerves. Yes, to produce the required chemical reactions, we need every single one of these chemicals in precisely the right measures, introduced at exactly the right times. There's a lot of shit in the human body. Different things require different agents to break them down.
Someone ought to premix it all, bottle it, and just sell that. It would make this job a lot easier.
And market it as what exactly? Universal all-purpose corpse dissolver. You really are a fucking muppet, you know that.
And when this is done, there won't be anything left of him? No trace whatsoever?
Skin, bone, muscle, vital organs, hair, all gone. Teeth, they're a tricky bastard. Sometimes you need double strength on them. But in the end, you get a bathtub of watery gloop. You water it down a bit more, and then it goes straight down the plug hole, like he was never there.
Well, this I got to see.
Watch and learn, Bungle. Watch and learn. Righto, boys, we're back. Mr. Dobbs had better be a cadaver by now, or I will be seriously pissed off.
Chief, Wheels, where the fuck are you?
Yeah, funny that. Have a nosy around.
They're not here. Nor is Dobbs. What's going on? Did they all get cold feet?
I think we're being seriously fucked over.
Freeze! Nobody move! Drop the bottles! Hands behind your heads.
That's them.
Right, on the floor, now!
Richard Dobbs, the sole kidnapped victim from the botched raid on the Ventura Interplanetary Exchange, became an unlikely hero today. Apparently, seconds away from being murdered by the criminal gang holding him hostage, Mr. Dobbs managed to break free of his restraints and overpower his two captives. Both fled the scene, leaving Mr. Dobbs free to escape and raise the alarm. police tactical units descended on the gang's hideout just in time to intercept 2 other members of the gang who returned to the premises shortly after, completely unaware of their imminent capture. They were immediately arrested and taken to police custody, although a citywide manhunt is underway for the remaining 2 fugitives. Presently, they are still at large. Mr. Dobbs declined to be interviewed on the events of the day, but it is understood that his swift actions have earned him the admiration and the 10,000 credit reward offered by the intended target of the raid, Ventura Interplanetary Exchange General Manager Elon Carver, who described Mr. Dobbs as a truly brave and extraordinary individual, despite not being able to recall his name in earlier news reports. It's believed that Mr. Dobbs will be taking a hiatus from his job while he recovers from his ordeal. And we salute you, Richard Dobbs. You are a real hero.
Mr. Dobbs, fancy seeing you here. Now, you might be forgiven for being a bit confused about what's just happened. Let me fill in the blanks for you.
Seriously, Chief? This is fucked up. This isn't what we do.
Enough, Wheels. Make yourself useful. Keep an eye out, make sure the brothers Grimm don't come back early. Me and Mr. Dobbs need to have a little chat. Shush. Calm yourself. Right, let's get down to business, shall we? I think we can dispense with a gag now, don't you? Listen up. There's 2 ways this can go down. The first way ends up with you dying horribly and your bloody corpse being dissolved in an acid bath. The second way ends with me not having to murder you, makes you, me and Wheels a small amount of profit, and it gets me out of a big hole with regard to my 2 somewhat unpleasant and soon-to-be ex-colleagues. It turns out, poor, quiet and downtrodden Mr. Dobbs had been considering something of a career change anyway. To being passed over for promotions, lack of respect from his co-workers, the trauma of the raid, and of course the boss considering him so insignificant that he couldn't even remember his name, even after being kidnapped at gunpoint. Well, it's little wonder that he was in the market for a bit of a wholesale lifestyle change. Let's just say he didn't require too much convincing. And who could blame him for that, right? Anyway, back to the here and now. Mr. Dobbs, fancy seeing you here. Have you got it?
Every single credit. It's right there in my account.
Nice. It's a bit less than we'd originally intended, but split 3 ways. That'll tide us over while we relocate to pastures new and plan the next job. Speaking of which, I got something lined up. Your years of insider knowledge of the banking sector are about to come in really handy.
Knew it would get put to good use someday.
Indeed. Welcome to the team, Mr. Dobbs. Jump in. Let's get out of here, Wheels. Back to the ship, then off this horrible planet. When we're on our way, I got a plan to tell you all about. This one is going to be big.
Episode 16, Single Point of Failure. You've been listening to Strange New Worlds and Spaced Out Tales. Episode 16, Single Point of Failure, was written by Jim Cogan and starred John Kennard as Chief, Stephen Newhand as Bungle, Jim Cogan as Tech, Wojciech Matras as Wheels, Joe Kilcar as Dobbs, Lauren Deakin as Charity, Paul Lawley-Jones as Elon Carver, Kaleb Deatherage as the journalist, Cisco de Guzman as the SWAT team officer, and Kennard 32X as the news announcer. Production and sound design were by Jim Cogan, opening theme music by Jim Cogan, and all incidental music and sound effects were licensed from Envato Elements. If you've enjoyed this episode, then please do subscribe, like, maybe even leave us a review wherever you get your podcasts. You can also visit our website at snwasot.com, and you can follow us on that social media platform that used to be called Twitter, twitter.com/snwasot. Or you can email us, email at snwasot.com. And with that, we've reached the end of another season. But fear not, there absolutely will be a season 3. And not only that, we won't be completely disappearing from the airwaves in the meantime. There will be a steady flow of bonus content coming your way, so check the podcast feed regularly because we've got a load of good stuff lined up. So until we return, bye for now, and thanks for listening.